Well, it is that time again. We have another King Gizzard album on the way with Phantom Island. So King Gizzard released a track called Phantom Island. I believe it was in October or November. It's been about 5 months. And this was such a surprise because they were like, we're going to incorporate orchestra with this next album. We're going to have a tour next year, the Phantom Island tour, where they're going to be bringing a live orchestra with them or something like that. That sounds so freaking cool. I wish I ended up getting tickets to see that. But yeah, what an interesting direction this next album is going. We don't have a release date yet, but we will be getting a music video on April 15th. And this is going to be for the song Dead Stick. We'll get into the track list here in a second. But I'm assuming we'll get an album release date on that day. My prediction was I think it'll be May 15th or 16th. I feel like I've seen them do it a lot before where they release the first single and then they say, all right, album drops in a month. I'm pretty sure they did that with like Ice Death Planets. So I could be wrong on that. I'm pretty sure they did that with Ice 5 where they released it like a month earlier and they were like, all right, new album in a month. So maybe that's what they're going to do with Phantom Island. We will just have to see. And actually, I think we also saw a date for June 13th or 16th or something like that. Because I think someone that distributes vinyl accidentally leaked it out. So maybe that's another day. I would be surprised if they were like, all right, here's, the second single for this album, and we're not going to release it for another 2 months. It just doesn't seem very Giz to me, but who knows? And before I get into the album cover and the track listing, I just want to give a quick shout out to kglw.net. It is the best place if you want to go and see former set lists, if you want to read awesome blog posts and articles and stuff like that. If you're a King Gizzard fan, you should definitely check out kglw.net. The website is kglw.net. Alrighty, so here we are on the Instagram announcement post. By the way, if you're still on Instagram or Twitter, what are you doing? Get off of those shitty platforms. But anyways, so it is album 27. I've honestly lost count at this point. I honestly kind of forget, like, whenever they drop one, I'm like, which number is this one again? So we've got 27. Like I said earlier, it's going to be available for pre-order on April 15th, and we'll be getting Dead Stick, the music video. And also they're doing a Giz AMA on Reddit, so that's going to be fun. I feel like those are always really cool. Just to brag a little bit, I actually did have my question answered by Stu once. I asked them if they would ever play Invisible Face live, and they did, so you're welcome. And now here's the track list. We got Phantom Island. I actually have not listened to this song yet. I kind of alternate each album cycle between listening to all the singles and holding off. So this one I'm going to just hold off. I feel like this will be a really fun first time listen for myself. And I always like doing that, especially when one of the singles is like the first or last song in the album. I feel like the first and last songs in an album are kind of like really important to me. I know that sounds weird, but like I like to go into an album like as fresh as I can. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I listened to like a snippet of Phantom Island. I was like, wait, I got to hold off on this. So we also got Dead Stick, which, like I said, is getting a music video and a single release in 5 days. We got Lonely Cosmos, Eternal Return, Panpsych, Space Sick, Aerodynamic, Sea of Doubt, Silent Spring, and Grow Wings and Fly. So I actually have listened to Grow Wings and Fly because I am currently working on a bootlegger. I know I've said that before and just never released it, but this one I am actually going to release. I'm working on it after I make this video. And included on the track list is Grow Wings and Fly. I was just too curious. I was like, you know what? I feel like this will really fit with the vibe I'm trying to get from this bootlegger. So I really enjoyed it. I don't know if in the studio version it'll be so connected with Shanghai or if that was just like a live thing because they played Shanghai before it. I don't know. We will have to see. But that is pretty cool if that's the case, because does that mean that, I know this is going to sound cringe, is Butterfly 3000, Flight B741, and Phantom Island, are they like a trilogy of albums? Are they like Murder of the Universe, Nonagon Infinity, and Mind Fuzz and Polly? Are they like connected in any way? I don't know if that's cringe or not, but who knows? And then Stu said, here we go again, a lot of love and a lot of time and energy and patience and growth went into this one. Can't wait to grow wings and fly with all of you, which is a reference to the song Grow Wings and Fly. And then love Stu. And then, of course, we got Jason Galea doing the album cover. For some reason, I thought I was going to call him JJ Cool Juice, which that's not his name. That's his username. So, well, let's get a closer look on this album cover because it looks so cool. Alrighty, so here's the album cover, and I know I say this every freaking time that we see a new Jason Galea album cover, but this one might be one of my favorites that he's ever done. The vibes in this album cover are just immaculate. It immediately like transports me like in my head to this island. Like my body's body imagery, whatever the lyric is from Silvercord. But yeah, let's take a closer look. So I feel like this pretty much has like most of the animals that have ever been referenced or mentioned in the Gizverse. We got, of course, the gators. They're part of this little symphony. Got their little violins and French horn, and yeah, they look really cute. It is a little bit of a different art style than we normally see, as they don't really have their like Pac-Man eyes, if you know what I mean, that we've seen in like Fishing for Fishies and stuff like that. Speaking of fishies, we got the fishies playing their little trumpets with some rats, which might be a reference to Rats in the Nest, or Rats Infest the Rat's Nest, or the song Rats in the Sky, which maybe not that one because that song is about pigeons, but got the little fishies. Just love how like circular and like kind of fish islands this is. I don't know if that's the right term for that, but we also got some horses up here, which I thought for a second was giving me a reference to Eyes Like the Sky, but that's not the case. I think it's a reference to a lyric in Phantom Island. So 16 horses galloping, I think is what it is, but again, haven't listened to it. And then over here we got the number 27, the Roman numeral. That's a little fun little nod. There's not too many Giz albums where they like kind of reference what number it is, so that's pretty cool. That is an unrelated image, sorry. That's for a graphic in one of my previous videos. But then we also got the piggies, which is like huge because this is basically confirming that this is going to be a sister album to Flight B741. And if it wasn't for the pigs, you also got the crashed plane, which is kind of dreary but cool in a way. It's like the plane we just saw from B741 is now crashed on this island. So very, very cool. I mean, Flight B741 had the, like, I don't know, had a lot of different messages, but like kind of growing up and like finding yourself in a way, I don't know. I'm assuming we'll get a lot of those kind of messages in this album. I mean, we have a song called Grow Wings and Fly, so yeah, that is the album cover. Oh yeah, we also have like the orchestra. I don't even know what you call them. I know I live in Pittsburgh, and we have the Heinz Hall. So whatever the Heinz Hall is, the symphony music thingy, looks really cool. There's got some fire burning in there, so it's like the main draw of light for the album. So very, very cool. I think this is just such a beautiful album cover. I love the sky in the top, like this kind of looks like Trix yogurt, like with all those swirls and stuff. So yeah, and then I was wondering, does this like cloud up here connect with B741's cover? I don't think it does, but that would be cool. But yeah, and we also got some little mountains, kind of reminds me of Mind Fuzz in a way. So I don't know, Gizverse confirmed, but yeah, that's gonna pretty much wrap this up. I am super excited for this album. Whenever it's gonna drop, we don't know, but I think it's going to be really fun and unique. It might evoke some Sketches of Brunswick East vibes. That one's such a unique album. I don't know. We'll have to check it out and see. So let me know what you guys think of Phantom Island, the song. Let me know what you think of Dead Stick if you're watching this after April 15th, or if you've seen the leak, which I haven't. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What songs do you think you're really going to like on this album just based on the title? That's always fun to do. And yeah, I will see you all in my next video, which is going to be a bootlegger release.